Khabib Nurmagomedov is coming off a huge victory in UFC 254 where he beat Justin Gaethje with a triangle choke in the second round. The triangle choke that he used actually caused Justin Gaethje to pass out, or as it's referred to in the MMA community, put him to sleep. How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick Gallo and I'm a doctor of physical therapy. With today's video, I want to go over the submission that Khabib used in his UFC 254 victory and why it caused Justin Gaethje to be put to sleep. If you like today's video, please give me a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel because I will be making more content related to sports injuries, injury rehabilitation, and anything having to do with physical therapy. Now, after a big victory like this in the UFC, there's usually a lot of questions coming from sports fans as to why the opponent actually passed out from the submission. Fortunately, there's usually a perfect anatomical explanation for this. Before we get into the anatomical structures involved, first and foremost, let's take a look at the submission that Khabib used in order to secure his victory.
And Nurmagomedov back to the well with that front kick.
I mean, that was a fantastic transition with a lot of time.
After being in the bout, Khabib is able to lock Gaethje in a triangle. This picture is from page 85 of Jiu-Jitsu University and shows a textbook triangle. This submission is called a triangle because, as you can see, the opponent's calf, thigh, and the person that is being submitted's arm is all putting pressure on the person's neck. Khabib's setup is very similar to the textbook triangle, however, you'll see here that his right arm is around Gaethje's left leg. A typical triangle escape involves the person being choked to pass the leg on the same side of the arm that is trapped over the opponent's body. This allows them to escape and to also pass their guard. Therefore, Khabib grabs Gaethje's left leg to prevent the escape, forcing him to try to slam Khabib onto the floor. Unfortunately for Gaethje, Khabib has everything locked in perfectly and he is unable to escape and begins the tap. Khabib not only prevents the escape, however, he's putting immense pressure on Gaethje's neck and closing off both of his carotid arteries. This is preventing blood flow going to his brain. You can see here the carotid artery is formerly known as the common carotid artery. There is a carotid artery found on the right and the left sides of the neck to provide adequate blood flow. As you move up the neck, the common carotid artery breaks off into the external carotid artery and the internal carotid artery. The external carotid artery predominantly supplies blood to the face and neck. The internal carotid artery, however, predominantly supplies blood to the brain. This is significant because as you occlude both carotid arteries in a choke such as a triangle choke, you are preventing blood flow to these areas. This in turn cuts off oxygen to the brain, inducing unconsciousness. Although it may not look like much, Khabib is actually compressing Gaethje's carotid arteries on both sides of his neck. Every second that Gaethje is in this position, his brain is missing blood and, most importantly, oxygen. If the carotid arteries are occluded long enough, this can result in unconsciousness. Let's take a look at Gaethje as soon as the referee steps in. As you can see, Khabib steps right up, but Gaethje is lying there unconscious.
So in conclusion, the effect of causing a person to pass out, or as it's referred to in the MMA community as putting somebody to sleep, essentially what you're doing is you're preventing blood flow going into the brain with the occlusion of your carotid arteries in the neck. If the person is put to sleep, usually there is no long-term damage so long as the opponent lets up the pressure on the carotid arteries. As soon as the opponent lets up, usually blood flow returns immediately into the brain and the person wakes up. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something from today's video. And if you like today's content, please subscribe to the channel because I will be doing more in the future. And also, finally, a huge congratulations to Khabib and his family. I've been a huge fan of Khabib for a long time, and it's great to see him go out on top. And if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please do that below. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you next time.